Hey, this is Steve Buxbaum again for True Hollywood Talk. We're at this lovely Roosevelt Hotel. You got palm trees, of all the things. That's the name of the... Is it a film, a documentary?
Documentary film.
All right, this is, first of all, let's get this. This is Jody and Dennis Lambert.
Yep.
Father, director, okay? So we know who the boss is, the father, okay? And we're here with Taylor Williams, the producer. Why don't you all just say hello first?
Hi, I'm Dennis Lambert. I am the subject of this movie.
So we know who's important. Okay.
I'm Jody Lambert. I'm the director.
Director, important.
I'm Taylor Williams. I'm the producer.
Important when he has money. When you have money, not important, okay? All right. Tell us, what's the deal? What's so interesting about you?
About me?
Yeah, why are you the subject? what's going on here? What's this about?
Oh, I think I just got lucky. What can I say? You know, I mean, there are people somewhere in the distant lands of the Philippines that fell in love with a record I made back in the early 70s as a solo artist. I'm not known as a singer. I was known as a songwriter and a music producer. But in the Philippines, this record became very popular, and they've been trying to get me to go over there and perform and tour as this well-known person they'd like to see up close. And I didn't do it until about 2 years ago, and they made a movie out of it. Last year.
07.
07, right.
Yeah.
So, well, we're getting near 09.
Yeah, but it's not still fresh. It's still fresh. We're not selling something stale here. No stale goods.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Lambert. Don't let your son listen to this, but what's it like being a sex symbol in the Philippines?
Yeah, they were just talking about that. The alternate title of the movie was Dennis Lambert, Covered in Bras.
Yeah. There's a certain ring to that. What's it like doing the subject and it's your father, Jody, and you're the director? That's got to be kind of cool and fighting at the same time.
Definitely a lot of pressure. You know, you don't want to do anything that makes you feel like you didn't present this story about your family in the best possible light. But I think we, realized what a great subject we had and just approached the film, from a filmmaking standpoint of just telling a really interesting and kind of hilarious and touching story. And, that's kind of what we did and what we set out to do.
How'd you hook up with Taylor? Was he like a rich friend of yours growing up, or like what was the deal,
He is my oldest and closest friend from childhood, and he had always been wanting to get into film producing, and I'd been wanting to get into directing, and this thing came up, and we said, if not now, when? And that's kind of how it happened.
Joey, tell me, Taylor, what was it like being a producer? Is this your first film you produced, and what was your experience? Are you guys still friends?
It was my first film, is my first film, and yes, we are still friends, but we're holding on by a thread.
So those few bounce checks kind of screwed everything up. I got you. Are you guys going to be a team going forward?
Oh yeah, we're working on our second movie now, and it's going great, and
it's about
hopefully.
Me again.
Yeah, are you we were wondering, were you also a secret CIA operative in the Philippines? Was that the second movie?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
what were you doing in the Philippines? That's what we really want to know.
If he was a secret operative, it would be called the board identity.
Tell me, what were you doing in the Philippines? Was this World War II? What was going on?
I was singing. I mean, I was performing.
What brought you to the Philippines to sing? It's not your normal vocation.
No. Well, a particular promoter who was 35 years ago a very popular radio disc jockey fell in love with my album, and he started playing it, and it kind of spread throughout the country, became a hit album, and for years later he became a very well-known and a very effective promoter, rock promoter, tour promoter, and he tried to get me to come over, and finally I said yes, and that's why we were there.
Is American Idol next?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Guest host. Yeah, Dennis Lambert.
Hey,
catalog night. Yeah,
that's right.
There we go.
Now tell me the truth. Who's really the boss in this relationship?
Well, in making...
You two look alike, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Making the film, of course, he was the boss. I did what I was told, and, showed up when I was supposed to and didn't complain too much. So, in our private lives, I mean, there's no boss, really, It's like we...
What happened to your mom? Did she have to take a look at the tape and clear, okay, I don't want that in there? Like, what'd your mother think of you directing your dad?
Well, there's two mothers, actually.
The story's getting more interesting, okay?
There's the stepmother, who's in the film quite a bit, and she, Yeah, she had some notes, and then my mom actually also, everybody had some feelings and thoughts that they wanted to make sure got in there. So we listened to everybody's.
How did the stepmother push the mother out of the film? That's what I want to know. How did that happen?
It's just they're two separate eras of life, so
You have a lot to learn from your dad, I'm just telling you right now. Yeah. This guy's pretty interesting,
For sure. He is interesting.
Taylor, you having a lot of fun with these guys?
I am having a lot of fun with these guys. I'm having a lot of fun at AFI. It's been great so far.
Have people seen the film yet?
People have. We premiered at South by Southwest, and it's been great. It's been great. We've won a few audience awards along the way, and been to a few great festivals. We went international. We went to Sao Paulo a couple weeks ago for the first time, breaking our international cherry, so to speak. And now we're here at AFI, and so we're going to blow it out LA style.
So you're telling me that Mr. Lambert here was actually giving you the secret tour of the brothels of the Philippines? What was really going on in this film? You weren't singing there. Were you really singing?
I was singing. I was singing.
You had real talent. Real talent. Real talent.
I was
I
singing.
like this new generation. Real talent. Can you give us a few? Can you give us a few? Can you give us a few bars or no?
No, we'll see the film and come to the Knitting Factory Wednesday night, playing live.
Wow. Who says that Steve Buxbaum doesn't know celebrities? This is Steve for True Hollywood Talk. This is an interesting film. We cannot wait to see it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.